Hello again. Welcome to another edition of Skill for You. We are here again to bring the much needed awareness that we all need to get us all up from our seats and get into the skill acquisition, vocational training agenda that the whole world is keying into. As you well know, we live in a digital era right now. No wonder digital skills training is the hype, especially amongst young people today. On the program, we'll be discussing digital skills, all the many skill sets under this whole digital thing we're talking about, and how the Nigerian youths can avail themselves of the many opportunities that can come their way if, but only if, they take the time and also put in the effort to learn a particular skill set within the digital space. And I dare say that my guest on the program today is the right person to have this conversation with. Welcome to the program. My name is Patience. It is a pleasure to be here, as always. So from my introduction, I did talk about digital skills training. What are the skill sets you can learn within the digital space? As you know, going to the university, earning a degree is no longer enough, to cut it in today's world. You need something more. What is that something extra you can bring to the table? That is your skills. Anyways, joining me on the program today, it's a pleasure to have one of the center managers at the Honey Tree Trade Academy. As you well know, the Honey Tree Trade Academy has a lot of centers scattered around not just Lagos, but also Nigeria. And my guest today is one of the center managers, and it is a pleasure to have Mr. Michael Edun join me on the program today. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Nice to pull you away from your core responsibility.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for hosting me.
You're welcome, sir. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so we're talking about digital skills, and the relevance of that in today's world, and also, what are the things that it can actually help with, seeing the many challenges we have as a nation. Unemployment is on top of all that. We both know that. But first, let's start with digital skill in itself. All right. When we talk digital skills, what exactly are we talking about?
Okay. Looking at the word digital and skills. Right. Now, as I said, this is a word of informative word now. So we are far behind, or probably above, rather, ahead of the archaic world, whereby we do things in a traditional way. And gone are the days whereby typewriters were being used, right?
Do I even know what that looks like?
So you have to type, and shift, and shift. So, and these days now, it has been using a lot of high-tech technology to overwrite that.
True.
Right? And gone are the days whereby we send mails, we have to go to NIPOST, send mail through those things, and you have to wait for centuries before the recipients get those things. Now you just within your comfort zone, you can just send mail just within 1 minute. The person sees over there, and you can even communicate. So we are in the world whereby digital skill is not just a bonus; it is essential and necessary for everyone to be able to be in trends. So if you don't join the train, you'll be left behind.
True.
All right. So and that is the reason why that you can see that almost everything we do these days now is digital. You want to apply for health care, you have to do digital. You want to apply for whatever, it could be academic, literally everything now. You want to pay, you want to have access to your finances, you can do digital. You don't have to go to bank to go to the teller, please, how much is in my account? You can always take your phone, type the code, and your balance will just come out. So these are the skills that is very essential in this world now. So if you don't understand how this can be done, then definitely you are cake, right? You are obsolete, you are becoming old. And someone said, if you fail to learn, instead of you fail to learn, rather you start deforming and you start dying if you fail to learn. So learning is very important. So digital skill is a way to make you understand that as the world is transcending, is moving forward, you need to also be in trends. You need to also you need to learn how you can also be entrenched so that you won't be left
How to navigate.
so you won't be able to be left behind
Wow.
what it is.
Because
Exactly.
like you rightly said, everything now it's at the click of a button.
Exactly.
You know, but then you brought back memories with that post office thing you just mentioned. I remember back in those days, you know, even to make a phone call, you know, was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't have like a Nitel line into your house, then you have to go to Nitel office.
Drop a coin.
Oh, yes. Those were the days. You know, my son asked me recently, Mommy, you said you went to university and you didn't have a phone. I said, yeah, there was no GSM, no phone, nothing. How did you cope? And I'm like, you can't miss what you don't know or what you don't have. You know, we didn't have it, so there was nothing to miss. But imagine someone going to school now, a university without a phone. How is that life going to be like?
It's going to be worrisome.
Yeah, so like you rightly said, you know, whatever is happening digitally right now, it's not a bonus.
Yep.
It is a necessity, and we have to key in. Thank you for putting that in perspective. So, as the world is evolving digitally, you know, technology advancements every single day. You know, there's upgrade to what we think we know. Tomorrow there's an upgrade to that, and you're like, you know, we haven't even learned this one yet. Another one is coming out and all of that.
You just have to be fast.
No wonder the rave now is about digital skills. You know, the youth everywhere are talking about learning a digital skill and all that. So I want to know, what are the various skill sets, you know, that an interested young person can actually get themselves into and learn, you know, to make a difference? Really?
Okay. Presently, right, it's for us to understand that in the world whereby we have this world itself is a buying and selling world, right? So previously, people do traditional marketing. You know, they deploy people on the streets to share flyers, to do a lot of things. And sometimes you might even spend more on that aspect because some of them may not even do the job you expect them to do. Some might come back and say they've done it. There's no evidence for such. So, and you just keep on spending money on such. Though I'm not saying traditional marketing does not see sell, though, but it is something that you need to key into, something that will be more simpler, that will help you to able to reach out to people.
More people. And you can track your success.
You can analyze your traction. You can analyze the data from that. So it is important that data and the areas of marketing is where I'm coming from now.
Okay.
You can get data and analyze the data. Then also you can get a platform at which you can market your services or products. So the key thing I was just saying now is that digital marketing is one of them, which is also very important because businesses that are available now, they need to know how they can market their products and services digitally, and so it is essential that youth also learn digital marketing. Marketing, exactly. So also data analysis also is another key part of it because almost all sectors need data. Right, it could be manufacturing sector, it could be construction sector, it could be whatever, name it, whatever sector that are available now in the global space need data to be able to understand how they can free flow and also to get data for their improvement of whatever they do. So data analysis also is another part of skills that is very essential presently. It could be in the health industry. So they need data to be able to transcend also. Then in the area of software engineering or software development, because as I said, most of our gadgets are being built by softwares. All right. So the laptops, the tablet, the mobile phones that we use it's being built by someone that has knowledge about software. So software development is also another key area. Likewise, some other few ones like maybe cybersecurity, AI, also machine learning, and the likes like that. So these are also very essential in this digital age. So, but I would just say that, as I said, some parts of digital skills are a bit simpler. I won't use the word simple anyways, but I'll just say something that we just have to look at. Okay, what are the areas at which businesses thrive in the area of digital marketing, so which I think is also a key part to be able to learn. The area of data analysis also, to be able to analyze data to know what to make your final decisions
Yeah.
on a data. So you get
Yeah.
data, you analyze it, and you make some informed decisions on that. So which is very essential too. Then software engineering also, which is also very, very paramount also. So for Onitrade that we offer these three major things presently.
Okay.
So that's
Digital
digital marketing,
data analysis,
and software
and
development.
wow.
Presently.
Okay.
So and we are venturing into some other few things of other ones soon, which I'm very sure the public is going to get awareness of that soon, as soon as possible. So we advise, as I said, it's important that they go into this trade that we are offering, which I'm very sure is going to help them to strive in this digital age that we are rather,
Yeah.
and the coming, as you
Yeah.
said, evolution. As evolution takes
Exactly.
place, they're able to also be in trend with the evolution.
And the beauty of it is that there's a ready market, you know, when
Exactly.
you have this skill, you know, people are just waiting, you know, to engage you because they need your services. Like I said, every day there's an upgrade. It's an upgrade to
Evolution of
everything,
every day.
technology and digital. All right, interesting. So let's talk about how easy it would be for a typical Nigerian youth, you know, to learn any of these digital skill sets in a challenging nation such as Nigeria. I'm not trying to be negative here, but I'm just trying to bring, you know, the reality to the fore. All right. So we live in a nation where constant power supply is a major challenge in the most part. Also, internet, stable internet, even data, you know, is not cheap. And all of that, but you need all of these things for you to be able to learn properly and also be able to get as involved as you should, you know, with anything that's got to do with the digital space. So how can a typical Nigerian youth navigate regardless of all of these challenges?
Okay. Someone always says something that whatever you can conceive, you can achieve, right? So there is always a challenge in life. It's part of living, right? But what matters most is that we look at the challenge and make it look at this will not be why I shouldn't learn. This is just going to be a challenge, which I am very certain that I just have to provide solutions towards that.
Okay.
All right. So we all know the economy we have right now, that purchasing utilities like probably NEPA unit is out on a high rate, right? Then buying fuel for your generator is also on a high rate. Buying data within 1 minute, you have exhausted almost 1 gig. You just connect to your
Tell me
system,
about it.
and it has been exhausted without asking yourself what happened.
Exactly.
What the hell is
Yeah.
this? So now the important thing is this, right? For ST, which is Onitrade Academy, right? We look at these are part of the challenges that we make our findings of that. One of them is internet connection. Another one is that having the device to make use of that, and also power
You
supply.
provide the device.
So we provide
for the
devices
student.
for
Wow.
as many students that mention that this is a challenge for them.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
we look at that challenge and we provide a solution towards that by getting them a device, probably getting them some device that will be applicable to their course. Then also ensure that every one of them have internet connection. Then they also have power supply to ensure that their system is up and doing, and they can have a serene environment for conducive learning.
That's good to know, because if all these things are available, then the learning will be seamless, which is what they
Definitely.
really need.
Definitely.
That's very good. Okay, so having learned this skill, you know, like we're advising the young people now, embrace this, go and learn this skill and all that. Having learned this skill, what next for that individual?
Okay, learning the skill, part of the learning of the skill is to ensure they're employable.
Okay.
Right. The point there is not just to learn. Right. Learning is just part of it, but employable is the major part of it. As I said, the youths that we have presently in Nigeria, most of them are unemployable. Right. They're unemployable. They've gone through the 4 walls of the school. They come out with good grade probably, but they can't really sustain what they learned at the four walls of this university.
They can't defend it.
They can't defend it.
Wow.
And we know that almost periodically, recent now, I'm very sure that soon as NYC will deploy as many thousands of youth out there to prepare them for labor market as it is, right? So, and they will submit the applications, they will submit the CVs, but they discover that it's not something that will make them to be able to strive in such environment. So those that are wise amidst them, we know that I need to get a skill, add it to what I've learned from the four walls and present it. So it gives them an edge above others. So when they get the skill, they add it to part of their portfolio and also get a job. Some of them people that we even trained, some of them they started as a freelancers. They've been doing a freelance job for people locally, internationally.
Okay.
And
While they're still learning.
While they're still learning.
Okay.
And some even after learning, when they went for the post-CWES and internship,
Okay.
they get more experience. And after the whole learning schedules, they start being a freelancer for some jobs locally and internationally. As we speak now, some of them have their own consulting company. Right, they are consulting. They have become consultants presently. It's because they know that they need to acquire a skill for them to get to that position. So the point is that we are not just training them; we are training them to be employable, not just getting the skill, but to be employable. So part of the training is that towards the last phase of the training, they ensure that their portfolio is being built, so that whenever they submit their portfolios, they can be able to stand tall amidst all that people also that also apply for the same job.
Yeah, because like you rightly said, having a university degree and presenting that nowadays is not enough.
Oh.
People want to know what can you do? If we put you to the job, can you deliver? What can you do? That's where the learning of the skill actually comes in. And it's interesting to know that as they are learning the skill, you're also preparing them for the market, that is waiting for their services and all of that. All right, let's take a very quick break at this juncture. All right, we're still talking about digital skills, especially in a digital era such as the one we are in. And of course, the purpose of the program today's edition, is to encourage young people out there to take advantage of what's happening in the digital space and go learn a digital skill, as that will actually impact on your life, largely positively. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, you're welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about digital skills training, especially for Nigerian youths. And so far, we've talked about why it is a necessity, because having a degree or going through the four walls of a school is not enough, to actually make you relevant in what's happening in the world today. And my guest still remains Mr. Michael Edun, who is a center manager at the Honey Treat Trade Academy. And if you don't know already, the Honey Treat Trade Academy is actually a learning center where you can actually avail yourself of the opportunity to go there and learn not just digital skills, construction skills, and a lot of other diverse soft skills that will greatly improve your life. So welcome back, Mr. Michael.
Thank you.
The young people of today, patience is one thing they don't have plenty of. I'm trying to choose my words.
Yeah.
So they'll be wondering, I'll go and sit down in one classroom now, I'll go and learn one skill for 1 year, and all of that. So I need to ask, what is the duration of learning this skill? A typical digital skill, how long should it take a person averagely?
All right. Digital skill is a continuous process. Learning is a continuous process. It's not a destination, right? Because, as I said, when you stop learning, you start dying. As we said, evolution comes every time. So it is important that even after the whole training, they have what they call self-taught or self-motivation
Okay.
to learn more, to improve on the skill. Because trends, it's all about trends. Things comes up and go, another comes. As you said, you have not learned this one,
Yes,
finish,
another
another
one
comes
is-
again.
yeah.
So that's how the technology evolves. So you just have to evolve with the technology as it is, right? So, but in a basic understanding of the foundation, it is that they learn for 3 months.
Okay.
So in that 3 months, they have 2 weeks CWS,
Okay.
right? It's just a 12 weeks.
That's
2 weeks.
internship?
Internship, right? But it's CWS where they learn for 2 weeks. Then after the whole 3 months, they go for an internship. That is another 3 months.
Okay.
All right. So that CWS is just for them to quickly recap of what they've learned in class, right? And they take that to action to learn. So just to brief to understand how the work experience looks like. They come back again. They have some questions from their instructors. They briefly explain to them and prepare them for the last phase of the training.
the proper internship
exactly.
now.
So
Okay.
that prepare them for the proper internship,
Okay.
which is 3 months again. So it's probably just a 6 month program.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well-
But most of the time, when you said about patient, right? Now I understand that most youths they lack what they call delayed gratification, which is one of the things that we always try to let them know that gratification does come like that way. It is a process of understand and furthering understand that you continue to learn. You continue to learn at the point that result and that what you're looking for, the result you're looking for, and even the money you're looking for will start coming. But it won't come just like that. So no sweet without sweat,
No sweet without
and no
sweat.
gain without pain.
True.
Definitely. So you need to go through that pain, and it's just a daily gratification. When you get there, you start making the money from it. So I would just encourage them to calm down, learn, continue learning, continue learning, continue learning. When you have challenges, look for provide solution towards it, and you get it as soon as possible.
Good to know. All right. So before we call it a day on the show today, I would like for you to actually talk a bit about the Honey Tree Trade Academy, as a learning center for these young people who might be interested in coming to learn any of these skill sets. What makes the center stand out? And what are the things that you as a center manager know that learning from Honey Tree Trade Academy will do for any young man rather than going elsewhere?
Okay, in a conventional way or conventional places that has to do with learning skills, right? The center imposed. They can impose time, that this is the time it has to be, right? Because they have their own schedules. So this is the time that you guys have to come to learn. This is a must that this is what you must know, and if you can abide by that, you can take
You
your
must
leave.
be in class
You
at
must
so
be
time
exactly.
and-
You must.
okay.
Then also they impose the time and dates,
Yeah.
right? But as I said, Honey Trade is not a center based; it's a learner based, right? So we give the opportunity for learners to pick the date that will be conducive for them.
Wow.
Because we need to look at the aspect at which they need to put their 100% attention to learning.
Okay.
Right. So that there won't be excuse that I couldn't be at the center today because I don't like the time you guys pick this and that. So they come together, they mix some votes to ensure that they can vote out the days and time that it's conducive for them. And afterwards, they ensure that they meet up with that time and that. Then likewise also, as I said, most of I can't say theoretically, but I am very sure that most of the conventional centers may not give them a way at which they can go for CWS, right? But in our own case, they go for CWS, they come back to finalize that. Then likewise also they go for internship. We have some of them even working as interns also.
And the center does placements, for the student. For internship, that's what I mean.
Yeah, we partner with some company actually,
Okay.
but sometimes we want them to do it themselves so that they can understand the process. Because something said, if
And
you
gain that
experience,
yes.
because if you give people food, you don't teach them how to fish, they always come back to you.
Yeah.
right? So they need to
get
learn how
that.
to fish. So
I
we
get that.
ensure that they do that. We just guide them and support them.
Okay.
We just give them the support needed to ensure that they get the right placement that will improve the learning.
Okay, good to know. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for
pleasure, ma'am.
coming in today and for enlightening us a bit more. Thank you
pleasure.
so much. Look around you. A lot of Nigerian youths are doing it. And like my guest said, they are earning good money in hard currency. All those things when you scroll on the internet and you see, I'm earning in dollars, I'm earning. It's not a ruse. It's the truth. And it came from one decision: learning a skill. Make the right decision today. Once again, many thanks to our guest, Mr. Michael
My
Edu,
pleasure.
Center Manager, Honey Treat Trade Academy. Thank you again for coming on the show.
pleasure.
Thank you
Thanks
guys
for
for
having me.
watching the program. Don't forget, this program is to always remind us that we need to do more so we can do better for ourselves and for our nation. The Honey Tree Trade Academy is open for you to come learn any skill that you want to learn. All right, we make it enjoyable for you, and you wouldn't regret doing business with us. We'll see you on the next edition. For now, bye bye.